With the world population at almost 8 billion, out of which nearly 40% is totally dependent, such as babies, children, the aged, the physically challenged, the sick, the infirm, and the displaced, even as only about 28 to 30% of the able population practically engaged in commercial agriculture worldwide, man is able to produce enough food to go around everybody, all things being equal, with the aid of agricultural engineering. Hello and welcome to Green 360, the world of agriculture here on iBrandTV. I am Michael Nath and I'm your host. Now to kick off the show, let's take a notable quote. James Finch was an American engineer, scholar, and educator. As a discipline, the key goal of agricultural engineering is to improve the efficacy and sustainability of crop production, livestock rearing, fish breeding, afforestation, and the entire agricultural practice. Now, going forward, let's take the field report to illustrate this episode. When we come back, we will bring you more. Stay tuned.
The introduction of irrigation in large-scale agriculture perhaps marked the birth of agricultural engineering in the world. With the coming of Industrial Revolution, however, a new age in agricultural engineering began. Tractors, mechanical harvesters, planters, and designated machines would replace farm hands in plantations and the rest of the food and cash crop industries. Practically, agricultural engineering is the area of engineering concerned with the design, construction, and improvement of farming equipment and machinery, thereby integrating technology with farming. Agricultural engineering combines the disciplines of civil, electrical, chemical, and mechanical engineering with the principles of food science. Around the world, many colleges and universities offer graduate programs in the study of agricultural engineering, or in some nomenclature, bioengineering technology. Nevertheless, the first curriculum in agricultural engineering was established in the United States of America at Iowa State University by J.B. Davidson in 1905. In Nigeria, it is on record that University of Nigeria, Nsukka, is the first to offer agricultural engineering as a course of study at the university level.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's through unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
Welcome back. You're still watching Green 360 on iBrandTV. And I have with me here an expert in agricultural engineering in the person of Akintayo Akintola. Engineer Akintola, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Yeah, that's my name, before you get it wrong.
Yeah.
Agriculture is said to be, agricultural engineering is said to be the combination of engineering disciplines with principles of agriculture and food sciences. Can you please expatiate?
Thank you very much. Appreciated for bringing me to this program today. And I want to tell you, these are very germane questions you're asking and very apt for this moment. Agricultural engineering, as we know, is engineering that consists of mechanical, electrical, civil, as we all know, are the major engineering, the fathers of all engineering. And to be able to solve agricultural problems, agricultural and food problems with environmental problems, you have to combine it, and that is where agricultural engineering came from. It's the application of engineering to solving agricultural, food, and environmental problems. And that is a discipline that evolved long time ago, and that is what we are talking about today. And I believe by the time we go through, most people will understand what agricultural engineering means and how important it is to the development of agriculture. Without agricultural engineering, I think we'll be talking about peasant agriculture.
Wow. Now, yeah, you mentioned, I heard you say long time ago. Like, how long has agricultural engineering been in existence in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, talking about university education, which is the forefront of the training, started in 1962, starting with the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. And the first graduates of the university graduated in 1967, which was on the verge of the Civil War. So the first graduates of agricultural engineering were really produced by the time the war started. So they couldn't even practice until the war ended. But I can tell you, as of today, we have many universities, polytechnics, technical institutions that are having this course, combining the technician, the technologists, as well as the engineers.
Now, people have always associated agricultural engineering with things like tractors, milling machines, and what have you. What other things, if I may ask, what other things do agricultural engineers do that people are not yet aware of?
Yeah, you know, I mentioned, we talked about food, food production. I was discussing with somebody some few minutes ago, and he showed me a catalog of banga soup inside a can.
Okay.
There's a food engineering aspect of agricultural engineering to be able to preserve the food so that the longevity will be there. If banga can be inside a tin that can last up to a year, and you can use it anytime you need it, this is part of what agricultural engineering does. There is the food aspect of it, there is the crop aspect of it, there is the farm structure aspect of it, there is the civil aspect of it, there is the rural electrification aspect of it. So agricultural engineering covers all aspects of the basic engineering, the mechanical, where you talk about the tractor, which you mentioned, and there are some other things, the farm implements, which we call the farm mechanization, and we have the crop processing and storage, which talks about how to produce the crop, how to harvest it using the harvester, in the planting, in the harvesting, and in the processing, so that at the end of the day you have more yield than when you use your peasant means using the hoes and the cutlasses. And then there is the farm structures, the silos of this world, and there are many ways that the environment affects your products. There is an aspect of agricultural engineering that's called environmental engineering. In our universities today, you know, it used to be agricultural engineering basically, and with all the specialization, we have the soil and water, we have the farm structures, we have the crop processing, as well as the farm mechanization. But today, there is the bio part of engineering that has been brought in. You talk about the energy, conservation of energy, you talk about the environment. So there are some universities that runs agricultural and environmental engineering. Wow. And there are some that runs the bio part of engineering as part of theirs. So they may be talking about energy conservation, the solar system, how you can annex the natural resources to be able to make you live comfortably in an environment that is agricultural based. And so that I won't take your time, I will have Ruga, when people are talking about Ruga.
Yes.
I think the major player in that field will have been an agricultural engineer, right from conception to execution.
Rugged?
That's the
In what aspect, really?
from every aspect. In terms of the buildings you need, it should be the work of the agricultural engineer.
Is it not as simple as putting up huts? You know,
you must be comfortable. The comfort of that place belongs to the agricultural engineer.
Wow.
Because engineering will make the man to be comfortable anywhere you are. The comfort of a man on the farm, so that you can do everything as if you are in a big city. I think that is what agricultural engineering does.
Wow.
Those who are like everybody's shouting about the invasion of their farm
by cattle.
By cattle. The agricultural engineer will harvest the hay for you, burn it, and then give you at the right time. So how do you harvest the hay? How do you have it in bulk? How do you bale it? How do you store it? These are all agricultural engineering principles. And if you go through what they do overseas, and when you want to produce your milk, all the equipment you need for your milk production, that is also agricultural engineering.
Quite expansive, no doubt. Now, let's talk further about the study of agricultural engineering in the schools. At what level is it offered? Is it at the first degree, master's degree, like in medicine, for instance? After studying, you also go for housemanship and all that before you eventually qualify for a medical doctor.
Okay. Like I said earlier, the University of Nigeria and Nsukka started the degree program in agricultural engineering. In some universities, polytechnics or agricultural institutions, initially they had what is called agricultural mechanization. Which wasn't, it was more domiciled in agricultural faculties. And even when UNN started, it was more of agricultural mechanization. And by the time the foreigners came to start that department, they were working in tandem with the agricultural, the faculty of agric at UNN. So eventually before they became a faculty on their own. And like I said, we have some courses we have to borrow so that to be able to really know what are the principles of agriculture, where you want to solve their problem. But the major one we do are more of mechanical, electrical, and civil to be able to apply it to what is needed on the farm as well as the environment. So agricultural engineering started since 1962 as a degree program in Nigeria. And today we have more than 40 universities that are running agricultural engineering as a degree program. And I can tell you on the average every year, not less than 4,000 students are enrolling in all our universities every year.
Are you trying to say that agricultural engineering is popular in Nigeria?
It's so popular.
But I hardly hear these students, talking. All you hear them talk about engineering aspects that have to do with civil, mechanical, chemical, and what have you. That's agricultural.
Everybody box an agricultural engineer to the firm. But I said, because of your basic, I use this analogy most times. I said, an agricultural engineer is like, in the field of engineering, is like a disabled man. In Nigeria, let me use Nigeria as an example, is more like an outcast. People see him more like an outcast. Wow. You did agricultural engineering, so you must be on the farm. Yes, okay. Where is the farm? Where are the mechanized farm for him to work that he wants to apply? So he must be ready to apply his knowledge to other areas where others are competing. He has to be there. In the food processing factory, he has to be there. Fortunately, like I said, I do more of mechanical and electrical and a little bit of civil now, because I do agricultural engineering in another area, but I do more of mechanical, electrical, and civil, in the sense that I'm applying my knowledge. Like my company, that is what we do. That is what we are known for. Because of the knowledge, the agricultural engineer is very vast.
It is more complex than other aspects of engineering.
People don't know it's a complex course. Wow. Because like I said, farm mechanization, you do farm structures, which is structures the same structures the civil engineers will do, because your calculation, your everything will still be the same. Road electrification, which is the same which an electrical engineer will do. So you will be versed in all those. It's not left to you where you find yourself. Okay, I find myself working in a beverage industry. I will now apply my basic thermodynamics, my basic mechanical engineering principle to work in there. Wow. So, but the advantage I have is that because I have a food processing knowledge, I have a better advantage than somebody who did only purely civil. And in the company I found myself, it was like, you are dumb there, you are the engineer. I mean, they see you as a civil engineer. Let's assume there is a construction program going on. As an engineer in that company, you are the engineer. So you must be able to supervise that man who is doing civil work in your factory. You are the plant engineer. So you are the overall. If anything happens to your automobile, you must be able to do it. Wow. Our knowledge is so vast. Unfortunately, people really don't. But when you get grab of one, you will know the value that is in them. You can never regret it.
Now, talking about this very subject, that's agricultural engineering. When you come to Nigeria, there is usually this brain drain thing, you know, people believing, like we've had cases of medical doctors, you know, deciding to leave the country to go to the Western world where they are better recognized and paid much higher than what they get here in Nigeria. Would you say that we have enough agricultural engineers to handle the agricultural technological needs of the country at present?
Yeah, thank you very much. We don't have, even engineering as a whole, we don't have enough. We still need to keep producing. But the basic thing is the application. Where do they need to apply their knowledge? Do we give them the opportunity to apply it?
No, wait a minute. Let me get something clearer there. We have agricultural engineers, but there's no place for them to work.
There's no place, because there's no place for them to apply what they have. Like I asked you the other time.
Yes.
You know, the way engineering is structured, you have one engineer to 5 technologists, and 5 technologists under him are 5 technicians, and under that 5 to 1, 1, 1, 1. So an engineer supposed to be controlling about 125 people, an engineer in an establishment. So in essence, we're supposed to have dots of farms, mechanized farm all around, where an agricultural engineer will be, to be able to apply his knowledge, to have so many artisans with him, many craftsmen, many technologists doing the work, while he is more of giving them the go-ahead to do whatever. But unfortunately, all those things are not there. Wow. So what happened is that the agricultural engineer, the way we find ourselves is that you now go out there and compete with others. Some find themselves competing as a civil engineer, where you find somebody who has a flair for soil and water, going to bore, pump, and all those services. Somebody who has flair for farm machinery and equipment. You find some in automobile, some getting to factories and then working as a mechanical engineer in such institution. And some who find themselves as civil engineers in farm structures, some of them are lecturers today, professors in some of these schools, who has agricultural engineering as their foundation. You may like to know, the foundation of the President, Deputy Governor of Lagos State is agricultural engineering.
Now, people, I mean Nigerians, you know, at times believe that if you study a particular discipline here in Nigeria and a mate of yours studies the same discipline overseas, that the one who studied it outside of Nigeria is superior to the knowledge, that's the knowledge acquired from outside of Nigeria is superior to the one acquired here in Nigeria, yes. How would you, does this also happen here in the study of agriculture? How does it compete, with the world standard?
My own belief is that education in Nigeria is not the problem, because our question set are world standard questions. No lecturer will set a question below what is supposed to be the standard. Like in engineering, we have what is called BMAS, which is a Washington, D.C. accord decimal for measuring our performance as engineers, which is administered by COREN, which is the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, which has now mandated universities to work in the same area. So at the end of the day, what are we saying? We are working in tandem with any other country within that sphere of engineering, whether in the US, in America, and now going back.
Sorry, you're saying if a qualified agricultural engineer in Nigeria moves, say, to the US,
we will perform better. Wow. Our environment is a little bit harsh. When I get to a relaxed environment, I think
you will excel.
You see all of us flying. Look at the American cabinet today. How many Nigerians are there? All you need is the right environment, and we keep flying. Nigerians are doing good, but it's only the environment that is not conducive. I have a friend who is a lecturer in the University of Ibadan. He went out, and during that period, when we came out of school, he was already a PhD holder, while some of us went into the industry. He went for a sabbatical in the US. He wasn't a professor then. Okay. So I told him, I said, well, why can't you stay in? He said, no. If I stay this way, they will give me just peanut. But if I become a professor here in Nigeria and go elsewhere, you're a professor. No professor will leave Nigeria and go elsewhere and be called and be down. No. Wow. Because it's a standard thing. But it's an unfortunate thing that we Nigerians, we try to diminish what we have. I want us, maybe to you who are in the media, please keep celebrating Nigerians. I think we try to put off the negative part of Nigeria rather than the positive part. There are many things happening in this country. People are doing great business. People are doing great things. Go to between Lagos and Ibadan. Go and see many farms that are springing up and are doing many things.
Have our agricultural engineers been able to manufacture some of this machinery and equipment, used by farmers?
The typical grinding machine you use in your house is not imported. It's made by the agricultural engineers.
I mean, no, the going higher. I mean, things like tractors,
To me, because of our limitation, we still need to bring in some of those things. But I can tell you, if anything happened to that machine, a typical Nigerian engineer will strip it down and bring it up. Go to most of the farms, most of the machines that are working there. The manufacturer has already forgotten that he has made such a thing. But we've been able to turn it around, and it's still in use today. I told somebody, I said I was on my way to somewhere in Edo State, towards Agbo from Benin. Okay. I saw all these old 404 vehicles still plying the road. That is what we are doing in most of those farms. That is where the engineering in us comes out. But because of limitation we don't have the iron and all facilities we're supposed to, the Ajakuta of this world. If they had come up, we would have been doing it. But I want to lay emphasis on something. Okay. I would like you, if you can have a documentary on income.
Income, what's that?
In Nigeria, Center for Agricultural Mechanization in Ilorin, Idofin or something like that, in Kwara State.
What makes it that important or special?
Oh, they are doing great things. There was one machinery they showed, if you want to make ridges, I think they sold it to Obasanjo Farm for experiment. And go to IITA, see most of those things they are doing there. There is this complex, how will I say it, a motorized gari processing machine. Is all encompassing, right from after you harvest, just put it in and you have your product.
Built by Nigerian
Nigerians
engineers.
In ITA. These are part of our research. And researches are going on. But the only thing is that we don't allow our research to go to fruitfulness most times. It's all dump where it is. And I want to encourage government to continue to pump money into research and development. And not only researching, but seeing it coming out as a product. To give you that, the Pando machine, the first Pando machine that was made by a Nigerian, Professor Makanjola, from the old University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University. But unfortunately, after making the machine, the Chinese took it from him, and they patented it and became a thing. They started importing it into Nigeria.
Wow.
Some few weeks ago, you must have seen on the internet, the Chinese trying to tell us how to make gari, giving us a full garifying process.
Can you imagine?
And the lady stood with boldness saying, this is how to make gari.
Teaching us our own thing, how to do our own thing.
She has forgotten there is a secret. We won't tell them.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much, Engineer Akintayo Akintola, for your thoughts. We hope when next we invite you, you will honor our invitation.
Agricultural engineering is it.
Thank you very much. Well, you have had it all there from the experts himself, Engineer Akintayo Akintola. He's been our guest on the show today. Another interesting edition of this program will come your way again next week, so look forward to it. I'm Michael Nath.